Welcome everybody. I'm Jimmy and this is Neighborhood Bees, and right now we're in Central Virginia, just south of the capital of Richmond, the crossroads of I-95 and I-64. Anyway, so I just keep bees a regular neighborhood. You can see around me, all my neighbors' houses. We're in a quarter of an acre of a lot. So you can do it in the backyard if your HOAs in your county and things like that, if it's allowed. You don't need to have, 10 acres, 5 acres, 2 acres, even 1 acre. You can do it if you got the room and, there's some extras that you need to do. You need to be on top of your swarming, because you don't want, some bees to swarm into some neighbor's house, So try to be on top of your swarming, be a good neighbor. And like they always say, a jar of honey it does wonders with the neighbors. Anyway, I'm gonna read the fortune and then, so welcome everybody anyway. I'm gonna read the fortune and then tell you what's going on today. It's gonna be quick because it's been raining in and out. We have these slightly passing storms and flooding, and then it's hot and humid. So I need to get this done within an hour and I'm gonna do it. So anyway, today, where there is ambition, there is success. Where there is ambition, there is success. Well, that's one way of saying, don't give up, keep trying, do what you gotta do. Perseverance. I just saw a dragonfly grab a bee out of the air back there behind you. Got squirreled a minute. But anyway, so where there's ambition, there's success. I hope that's the case for us, because we want to transition part of the apiary to honey production next year. So I guess next week's video, you'll see I'm going to show just the one box of harvesting that Sharon and I did. So stay tuned, because Sharon does make an appearance. But this week, I've been being asked about my Lyson hive. There's a native bee flying around the camera. Anyway, I've been asked about my Lyson hive. Now, those of you who know the story know that I had bought some Oops paint and it was the wrong color. Or not the wrong color, but it was the wrong paint. It was interior, not exterior. And so I went back and bought some exterior, and a young man, 8 to 10 years old, I have no clue how old, but he picked out this blue color. So that's what my Lyson, these are polystyrene boxes. They're like a foam. And so I painted it the exterior blue. And that hive had been occupied for about a month, 3 weeks to a month. I fed them a couple of gallons, or maybe 3 gallons. Now, how did I occupy that hive? I had 3 frames of bees and a queen. That was gifted to me by a friend who, I'm not gonna say they demanded this video, but I got threatened with a 5 o'clock wake up call on Wednesday morning if this wasn't the right video. Hi. Anyway, so I pushed our extraction video back a week, and so this week, this is this. And I'm choking myself again. And so today we're gonna look into that Lyson hive and see how those bees are progressing, we'll say that. Now I had, like I said, fed them, and there's still some stuff out there in nature. So they should be building comb. They started with, empty comb. Brand new, empty comb. And the Lyson is a 6-frame box, nuc. So, yeah. Now, someone asked, what do I do with my frames? These are heavily waxed. I cut the corners on most of the time, and I drill a hole in the center, because I do want to use these in a horizontal hive. And I just feel that it'll help the bees move horizontally eventually. And if they don't like the holes, they close them up. Now these holes were a little bit big because I had a hole saw and that's what I had. But I also ordered a Forstner bit set from Amazon, but it's not sponsored. And I used the 1/2-inch Forstner with smaller holes. So if you want to compare the hole size, so yeah. And I'll be using the 1/2-inch Forstner bit to drill my holes. And they're no specific height or together, whatever. I just drill them. They're not all the same. That way the bees will just move over when they can and when they want to. Some of them might just have one hole in the center. Who knows? Whatever I feel like doing. So that being said, I am going to take you guys out there to the blue Lyson. There's no feed. They should have taken all the feed off. And I'll be making more feed tonight, and I'll feed it tomorrow. But if they need a box, I got a box ready of 6. So if I need to add a box, there's already 2 on there now. But if I do need to add it, I'll add it. If not, then it'll just be on standby. All right, let's go out here and see this hive. Okay, I came inside the shed because there were a couple of bees that wanted to follow me to my table. Anyway, and I don't blame them. As I said before, we've been getting scattered showers. It was raining out here about 45 minutes or so before I came out. And it's overcast. It started sprinkling when I first started. So yeah, they're gonna be a little upset. And we've been having rain and thunderstorms every day. But as you see, I didn't need to add this extra box. They still have to build out build out the 6 frames that's in the second box. The first box was very full. All 6 frames down there were filled. They were even storing some, I don't know, nectar, water, bee juice, whatever it is, because I was feeding less than 1-to-1. I will be making some more tonight or this evening, and then I'll fill it up. It just has the feeder on top, so I'll just have to pour a gallon in, and I'll probably pour a gallon every 3-4 days, whatever, so that they can take that down. So yeah, they're building up very nicely. It's a resource hive, as I said. So yeah, they were a little bit more aggressive. I'd like to see if they calm down once. It's hard because we're in semi-dearth. I don't know. There's still some things out there in nature. However, and they got to protect what they have because they are a smaller hive. They do have a hive gate on them, so it's easier for them to protect their hive with the small opening. If you don't know what a hive gate is, here's one. And the opening is just that big, very small. So the bees, and it's a hallway basically. So the bees can line up inside the hallway and check hall passes for anybody coming in. But so that's why I use them. I really like them. It's not sponsored, but like every hive I have out there has them, and I have a few more that for when I build more hives. So and I have some over here too. So anyway, and they're available I think at Better Bee. However, yeah, not sponsored, but it's just what I use. Anyway, so I hope the person who wants to remain nameless enjoyed that. I don't know if he knows, if he's worked those type of bees in this conditions. What I would do is, if tomorrow I have the same conditions, I will probably go into the copper top nuc to check that hive as well. And they could be in the same, protective mode that these were in. They weren't stinging me or trying to, but they were bumping me and they were, hey, get out of here, So, yeah. So they didn't sting the suit. The bug farmer always talks about the banana. I don't smell the banana. I don't have a good olfactory senses, but yeah, I didn't feel it. I didn't feel anybody. I didn't see anybody trying to sting, but they were bumping my hands and they were just flying around saying, hey, why are you opening us up? Get out of here. So I got out of there. No, but it wasn't that bad. So yeah, anyway, so that's it. I'm gonna, what I was saying about my hives, yeah, we're gonna put maybe 3 hives or 4 for production. So I have to get those ready now for springtime. And I know that blue Lyson hive and my copper top hive have the newest queens, along with the red swarm, because the swarm was a new queen. So those 3 are my newest queens. A lot of people talk about the solstice queens, and that are queens that were bred and mated after the summer solstice, which recently happened. So I may have to look into that as well. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing the research, and I got to obtain some items, and I'm putting together a list for the North American Honeybee Expo, which I think Sharon and I are going to go again. I hope we do. If you get your tickets before July 31st, there's a slight discount. I think the price goes up after July, in August 1st, or on August 1st. But go to the website for them and look it up for yourself. I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I think Cayman recognizes me. He doesn't know me, but I got his sticker over there. But anyway, yeah. So I'm making a list of things to get when we get there. We should be going there, and also yeah, so that I can have things ready for spring next year. That being said, I'm gonna get out of here, close this one up. I gotta edit it real quick because it's gotta come out tonight so that I don't get a Surprise wake-up phone call at 5 a.m. All right, enjoy your coffee, because I know you're watching. See y'all on the next one, and as always, have fun with your bees when you got to squeeze it in before weather storms. And be safe. Don't drive through the flooded waters. There's a lot of things going on with floods. We've had flood warnings all night. Don't drive through standing water. Just turn around. All right, that's it. Enjoy and have fun with your bees.